Hi students, this is Dr. Nisha Varshney once again with the one more chapter of political science, which is very interesting. Gender, caste and politics. And means what? Gender, caste and religion. In the name of these fundamental things of our society, politics is being played. Yes or no? That we need to figure out in this chapter. Before to start of this chapter, I just want to tell you the previous chapter, which was democracy and diversity, has been deleted. However, the fundamental values of those chapters we are going to repeat here again. And I hope that you will like this chapter, because personally I believe that these are the issues of our not Indian society. These are the fundamental issues of all the societies, either European societies or Asian societies. We all face these issues, which we are going to learn about it. So let's get started. So we have three terms here. So in general, let us understand what is gender. Then caste you are aware of, and religion you are aware of. Let's go into the detail and understanding the meaning of gender. So what do I mean by gender? Can you tell me? You might be confused between two technical terms, sex and gender. I explain and you now realize then whenever you fill any form, what is written there and what they actually want to express. So sometimes we use words interchangeably. I am talking about sex and gender. However, they are completely different in nature. Sex is a biological term given to human species of men and women. Clear? Gender is a political term. Sex was a biological term. Gender is a political term, and the specific behavior related to women and specific behavior related to men. This term is given to that. For example, we expect women to cook all the time, and we expect women to clean the house, and we expect women to rear children because that is her natural duty. We expect. If any woman does not perform these duties, so we don't feel like to say that she is a right woman, that she is not following social norms. Okay, so this is a political, or you can say social terminology that we normally use. And in case of men, we don't expect them to cry, we don't expect them to get emotional most of the time and to cook. Okay, we normally say, you are a boy, how can you cook? This is not none of your job, your sister will do, or the younger sister is expected to do that job and not the men of the family. So these are certain terms that we use in our society, sex and gender, but maximum times gender word is used in many of the places. However, they are completely different. So do you think, now let us start from the main issue, that do you think that there is any difference, a basic difference between a men and the women in terms of their duties that they perform and expectations made by the society that men should do this and women should do this? Do you think that it is right to make such norms? See, it is not written in the constitution of any country. In constitution, all are equal before law, but in practice, what we do, we expect. So the norms which are not stated, which are not written, rules are stated and written in the constitution. However, we, all of us, follow lots of norms of the societies. So here, that's the main question, whether we should give this term of gender, or we should differentiate in the duties and in the performances of the men and women, or we should go by the credential. If a woman can perform manly job, again I am also repeating the word manly job, I mean to say that going out, earning for the family and taking major decisions, so I don't feel so that she could be categorized in one word called female or woman. Rather, we should appreciate that you are being known because of your valuable work and because of your inputs in the society. So there should not be any discrimination on the ground that you can do this and you cannot do this. It is like that if any man is not able to perform those duties of going out and earning money, and he wants to be at home and live a simple life and do some simple tasks, so we cannot expect all men to be like, so called manly jobs or to do manly activities. You will find so many women and men which are doing opposite duties as we expect from them according to the social norms of the society. So here we are going to see practices of gender in our society, India, and this chapter is particularly focusing on Indian issues. But I am telling you that these issues are not only confined to Indian society. You will find these issues, these social issues everywhere in the world. So let's get started with the gender. So first definition is given in your NCERT is differentiate between public and private divisions. So what is this division? In the left hand side, one definition is also given in the NCERT, sexual division of labor. Sexual division of labor, here the word has been changed, sexual division of labor. If you are men, you will do this. If you are women, you will do this. So based on your sex, you are expected to perform certain duties. So this is known as private and public division of work. Private means home, the work which is done at home. So that means who will perform all the duties inside the home? The female. And the male will go outside and he will do the public duties. Public duties means to earn money, to meet people, to take decisions, and etc, right? So the first definition of this chapter you need to understand and write also, what do we mean by sexual division of labor, oblique, or you can say the next question definition you can write from here in from NCERT, and in the next question you can write what do you understand by sexual division of work, or you can say public private division of work. In that you have to give some examples which are being expected from men to do and which work is expected from the women to do. Okay, and interestingly, after moving from that, I hope I have well explained in even in village areas or even in rural urban areas, we expect these duties to be performed by men and women. Means if it is urban, still we expect women to cook all the time and expect if she is coming from work, so she should cook. So there is no difference between rural areas and urban areas. So this is everywhere, correct? Here, certain groups, those who are not in favor of such norms, certain groups or certain like-minded people, male or female, both, I'm talking about both, have started one movement against this practice of society. And these people are called now or given terminology called feminist. Feminist here is the group or a social new definition of practicing equality between men and women on grounds of performing their duties. So there we are in this definition, we are not putting up women on or you can say up as compared to the men of the society. We are creating equality, right? Here we don't expect that women should go ahead or women should do this and men should do this. We are again not making any conditions. We are expecting men and women should be treated equally. And there has to be a there should not be any kind of a fixed norms to be imposed on them to be performed. Okay, so here this is the next term that you can look at on the next page is called feminist. Who are the feminists? Women or men who believe in equal rights and opportunities for women and men equally. Correct. And here we have a beautiful picture. You can see a woman, a perception of an ideal woman. Ideal woman means how should women function. So so many photos are given here. You can look at this and what kind of a job she is doing. In one hand she has a cooking pan, and one hand she is washing clothes, and somewhere she is earning also, she is looking after the kids, she is cleaning the house. So all these duty we expect women to perform. Okay, so I hope we have covered here two definitions and one question. What is sexual division of labor? Who are feminists? And the last one and the next one is public and private division of work. correct? So this system where we expect women to perform a lot or do all household activities, and she has nothing to say in taking major decisions of the family. So such kind of a structural definition of the society is called patriarchy. Patriarchy means male dominating society where males are taking major decisions of the family and they are the earning members. Due to that, all women have to listen to them. They cannot put forward what they want and they cannot be considered important. So next question, what do we mean by patriarchal society? It is given in the pink letters and this, on the top. So what are the practices of patriarchal society? First, what is patriarchal society or patriarchy? And the next, how do we say that yes, India is a patriarchal society? So I don't need to explain much on this subject because you all are aware. From any state of India, if you are watching this video, so you can see the difference of performance of the duties between men and women. However, we have certain facts to discuss. Let us start. So first bullet point, it is written literacy rate. So what is literacy rate? It is an ability of an adult to read and write in any regional language. It's called literacy. And according to 2011 census, India has 74% literacy. But that is a combined literacy of men and women on an average. However, if we compare between men and women, their literacy, so we find that women has only 65% literacy as compared to men, they are 82% literate. So what does it show basically? It shows that we don't want even women to go to school, girls to go to school. We don't want to get them admitted into the schools. So do you believe in that such kind of situation is there in our country? So I have to say, yes, that is a reality. So we don't even consider them to get education. This is primary education I'm talking about, literacy. It is not higher education, or you can say up to class 12. We are talking about till class 8 if you get primary education, and that is free of cost by the government of India. Still, we don't feel like women to get that education. We don't feel that important, the importance of education in their life. One point. So one first factor that India is a patriarchal society is literacy rate is very discriminating. Second point is that in jobs, in any kind of a job, you see that women are paid less and men are paid for the same job high. Yes. Why is this discrimination? Except in government jobs, right, where there is a scale. But in private jobs, if you see, or you can ask any labor, male or female, working on a site where construction activity is going on. You just go to a male and you just go to a female and ask how much you earn. You will have right factual information in front of you. So that discrimination in the mind of the people, or you can say employers, that women will work on less wages. Why should we give her more? And see, interesting, women are more loyal and they're getting less. On the other hand, men keep on changing their jobs and they keep on shifting, because for little money they will definitely shift their loyalty and they will move to the other organization. Still, employer prefer to keep male on higher salaries as compared to females on less salary / wages. So this is the second factual information, right? Next, I'm asked you to do this practice, correct? And you can figure out and find out, yes, I am saying right. Next, we have the Equal Remuneration Act. Previous one was the highly paid jobs, or you can say managerial jobs, you can say. And in this particular section, we have put up the wages. So the labor example you can put here, and in previous case you can see all the managers or all the posts on which women are working, correct, in private sector. So you can even compare their salaries. So in both the cases, in both the points, they are talking about the similar thing. So Equal Wages Act is not properly implemented in India in case of women for the same work which the man is doing and which the female is doing. And next we have in India, there is always a preference of having son, not girl, as first child, or you can say having preference for the sons more as compared to the girl child. So India has been a history of female feticide and infanticide. I hope you are aware of these two terms. Feticide, when the child is when the mother is pregnant and you are being and the fetus is assessed that the coming and child will be boy or a girl, and if you get to know that this is the girl, so the fetus is being killed inside the womb of the mother. And once the child is delivered and you find out that the girl has been born, killing the girl at that time. Yes, after getting life on this earth, you are killing the girl child in the hand, lab baby, and within few hours of her birth. This is called infanticide. So these are very high in India. So you can compare how I'm saying so on grounds of child sex ratio, in which we see that there are 914 girls on 1000 boys. This data keep on changing, so it's up to you which NCERT you are having with you. In my NCERT, this is 914 girls on 1000 boys. Why it is not opposite? Because to check sex ratio in any country, so those who are always more in numbers will be taken as a base. So in our country, boys are more, so we take girls, 914 girls on 1000 boys. But in few countries like Finland and Norway, they take opposite. Their women population is more, so they take number of boys on 1000 women or the girl child. Correct? I hope it is clear. So this depends upon the country to country, but this is the way how child sex ratio is calculated, and we are performing very poor since ages, right? So this is one of the example to show that India is a patriarchy society. So these are some figures and facts, and in addition to that, we have one more thing to understand: political participation. Do you believe that in India women are more in political processes and they participate more and they take major decisions? So this is not true. So as we have already discussed federalism, we have three levels of government: central, state and local. In local level only, which we did in federalism, after an amendment of 73rd and 74th, third layer tier of the federalism, or you can say democracy, has been added. Organ has been added, in which we have given 1/3 reservation to the women. Yes, 1/3. At that level, their condition has been improved in terms of participation in politics and taking decisions. Okay, for example, in a village there are 5 women and assume there are 10 men. So there are 5 women who are representing the women of that village, and they will put forward the problems of those women and will take decisions and will seek help in that particular regard. Okay, so that we can say is possible only when there is a reservation. Previously, when there was no reservation, there was no such system, so nobody will consider women to take into that administration activity and ask them anything. What do we want? Shall we take this decision in your favor? No. So certain kind of things that we need to always see around us also, that where women are taking decision and where they are not taking decision. So because we have provided them 1/3 reservation, it has been possible at local level. But if you see political participation or participation of women at state level or center level, it is very poor performance. I mean to say that participation is not reached 7% in state legislative assemblies. Means out of 100, 7-8% are women in state legislative assemblies, and only 12% women in central level. They are representing 50% population, but in parliament or at state legislative assemblies, 12%, 7%. Where are we standing? We are standing in a 21st century, and we don't believe that women can perform good job in politics. So that's the one more factor determining that India is a patriarchal society, and we don't want them to take participation at higher level of politics or any other kind of a responsible job. Correct? So there are certain plus boxes which are just for your information. Certain cartoons, this is parliament has been shown, and some people have blocked the door for the women to enter because it was demanded in one of the bills that we should also provide 1/3 or 33% reservation at parliament level or central level, and at state level, but it has been denied. So this was the last question of this chapter, of this section, that how did we understood about what is gender. So we, I think, did what is gender. First of all, in nutshell, we understood difference between sex and gender. 1, 2, sexual division of labor definition. 3, feminist. What is the meaning of feminist? 4, India is a patriarchal society. Yes, give the factors and give the facts that India is known as a patriarchy society. So those facts we have just discussed: literacy rate, child sex ratio, political participation. You can add into that and differentiate. On the previous one, the question I left, difference between public and private participation or division of work. So everywhere we have understood, but still in practice we see some situation has been improving, like by providing them reservation at local level, things are a little improved, and sometimes women focus on providing more jobs to the women in certain fields or sections they have kept. In education also women are being given priorities, and even I have seen some of the universities of India which take less fee from women candidates. So certain kind of steps has been taken by various institutions to get away with this issue of gender from Indian society, but it is not possible, not going to go away easily, because until unless it is in our mind that we have to give equality, it is not possible. And it will start not by making any policy, program, law. It will only start from our homes. If we will not practice at our home the quality, I don't think so that it is going to be seen at large, because ultimately society is made up of us and we are the major contributors in the society. If we will not practice that, okay, I should give equality to my partner, I should cook food sometimes, not my sister, I should also wash, clean if you are a son of the family, then only it is going to be, changed. Else no use of learning this subject as gender, because I have been teaching it from many years and I think that I will keep on teaching it again. So this way I have finished the gender part. So let us move to the next part, which is called religion. So religion, let me ask you one question. What is religion? Religion is what? What actually we practice in religion? We see some. We assume that certain kind of powers are there in the nature, in the universe, correct, and which runs us. Okay, so those invisible powers we worship actually. Okay, I normally give my students one example. I ask 3 students, let's assume X, Y, Z. I ask all of them, go tomorrow, any day, any time of the day, and watch sun, and tell me what is the color of the sun. Assume X goes early in the morning. Ma'am has given me this work. Let me go and let me finish it. He goes 6 o'clock in the morning to watch sun, and identifies it is quite orangish in color. So he thinks that sun is orange in color. My one student got to know, okay, it's time to do that job. At 12 o'clock he goes out and watches the sun. Now it is yellow, bright, golden. One student got to know, oh, I had some work, so he goes in the evening and figure out that it is time to watch sun, and now sun has turned out red in color. It has reddish tone in its disk. So all 3 students went to watch sun, and now they come to me and they're arguing. One is saying it is orange, other is saying it is yellow, and the third one is saying it is red. You tell me one thing, are they wrong? They are not wrong. All of them are saying right. But if they start fighting over this, my son is right and your son is wrong, then there is a problem. Same here. In the name of God, we make our groups. And if one group sees God in form of statue, so he starts believing this is the god. If other is feeling in performing certain rituals, so he feels contented out of doing that job. Now both of them are fighting that your way is wrong and mine way is right. So this is the issue with all of us in the name of religion. We consider God in a different way. We don't feel that your vision of seeing God may be right as I am seeing it. So we don't value each other. So that is the only issue when there is a fight in the name of religion. So why are we studying this chapter in class 10th? This is a very sensitive issue in all the countries, that people are fighting in the name of religion, and their statement is such that their way of understanding God is better than yours, and that I want to do it and you are wrong, so you should follow me. So that particular group tries to dominate the other group in whatever way they get the chance. So this is the problem of called practicing religion, and sometimes people, or you can say politicians, take advantage of that, and they try to mobilize their votes by giving priority to one religion and ignoring the other religion, because the person has to win. So if he or she belongs to your religion, so he would promise you that you vote for him and in future he will favor your religion. So such kind of things are seen in our society or in every society, and it turns out to be very violent in nature sometimes, which kills many people. So this term is called communalism. Okay, but before moving to that, so religion is always expressed in politics. It is given on page number 46, and there are 3 bullet points given in the answer. Okay, so the question is that religion is expressed in politics. How it is expressed in politics? So first is called the family laws. Family laws means that all religion have different laws in which they have different way of marrying, divorcing, adoption, etc. So means every religion has made their own way of living, and interestingly, in all the religion, women are discriminated. That is also an interesting thing. So if there is any difference of opinion, so we normally say in our religion it happens like this, in your religion it happens like this. So we have issues on that. So we don't have, we people do not follow law of the land. We follow law of the religion. That's the main issue. Fine. Second, Gandhiji has said always that politics and religion cannot be separated, because our history of 1947, we got separated from Pakistan because on the ground of religion. So and since that time there has been a lot of communal rights in India, so it cannot be removed. It is a part of us. Again, it's up to us. In case of gender, if we will not stop practicing inequality in our homes, same way if we don't feel if we will not stop practicing discrimination in the name of religion in the society, then it is not also going to get over. We are going to get it seen every time in our life, and there is some issue. And if you open the newspaper now, you will find 50% of them directly or indirectly linked to these issues only. Correct. And in human rights groups also, we have seen that many rights, if we make the list, there are 100 rights in the country, so 90% of them are in the name of religion. Correct. So question is this: politics and religion cannot be separated. So we have got the 3 pointers. Move on. Next question: what is communalism? Violence in the name of religion is called communalism. Violence in the name of religion is called communalism. Okay, and the communal politics is based on the idea that religion is the principal basis of any social community. If there is no religion, so the society cannot survive. If there is a religion, then only a proper society, community, or a nation can be formed. And gradually, fundamental flaw is that when we start believing that my religion is better than her. So that is the only issue that we need to cater, that we have to give scope or we have to give accommodation to all the religions, that no, we all have our own practices. We cannot discriminate any group on the ground of religion. Correct. So that is the definition of what is communalism. Now let us see how communalism take place in everyday in politics, in the form of politics. So first point is that we see expression of stereotypes, being stereotyped about my religion and your religion and his religion and hers religion are different. Correct. So everyday belief, one. So that is the one way. So this way you can clearly see how society is divided on grounds of practices of everyday in the name of religion. Second, one group tries to dominate the other group and there is a violence. On the next page we have one beautiful poem, or you can say शायर by VISS. He says, हम तो ठहरे अजनबी कितनी मुलाकातों के बाद, खून के धब्बे धुलेंगे कितनी बरसातों के बाद. So there is a spot of blood shown here, and according to him that we have been fighting like animals. We have been. So it is not going to remove the stains of blood from our hearts, because there has been many centuries that people have been fighting like this. So ultimate aim is that. So communal violence comes in the forms of riots and massacre, as you know, at the time of partition also, in any history of the country. All history, 90% histories are based on communal violence of religion. Ex-king is coming, destroying previous king's work and religion. Y-king is coming, destroying ex-king's religion or practices and imposing his own will. It has been history, and according to me it is going to remain, because this is a human nature. But still, we being educated, we need to practice them proper. We need to ignore it. We should not practice them in such a way that we should hurt sentiments of other religion. What India or what Indian government or constitution makers thought on this. So next question, see, first question, how communalism is seen in politics, and before that, that politics and religion cannot be separated. And last question in this section is what strategies India has adopted to ignore communalism. What strategies India has adopted to ignore communalism? So answer is that in our constitution we has adopted secularism, in which there is no official religion in India. We practice and accommodate all the religion, and in terms of, in the eye of law, all religion are equal. However, there are many countries which are based on one religion. For example, Pakistan, Islam is the official religion of Pakistan, and if you go to England, Christianity is the official religion. So there are so many countries which actually writes in the constitution that we follow this religion. But in India, it is not like that. Fine. So with that we have adopted, and we prohibited any discrimination. If there is any, then government will intervene and will punish. Okay. Else government does not intervene. And we do not even stop any religion to open their own schools. So there are many religions, those have their own schools based on their religion. Government does not ask them, you cannot open, you can open. But in government schools, no religion is being practiced, highlighted. So in that case, government will not teach any particular religion. For that, general humanity subject would be taught. Correct. So you can see there are 3 points that I have just discussed. What do you mean by secularism, and which strategy India has adopted to overcome from this issue of communalism. I hope you are understanding now what Indian society or world is all about. Fundamental things of life we don't understand. We have to study, and all the issues are linked to that. You just think and you will realize, okay, all the newspapers are full of these issues: gender, rape, dowry, religion, communalism, riots, this, that. And the next one we have to start with is caste and politics. Caste. What is caste? Why are we studying this here? So tell me, what is caste? So I tell you, whatever caste you belong to, your caste has one religion. So religion is a broader category and caste comes under this, fine. And in under one religion there are many castes, and every caste has their own practices. Yes, there is a detailed, definition of caste in our Indian society, which is a unique feature. There is one line written and it always comes and fill up. What is the unique feature of Indian society? So answer is that casteism. So we have variety of caste systems. So you can take any religion and you can clearly dive into that religion and find out there are so many castes. Now, why is there issue of caste? Is there an issue? So yes, there was issue that if I forget about the religion for a moment, okay, so let us assume there was one religion only and there was one thing only to practice. Under that 100 peoples were there and they were divided on the way of their skills previously. Yes, so for example, you can perform, you can do you can teach others, you have certain abilities, you have certain knowledge which you can impart, okay. So this is called what? Teaching ability, or you can say that was categorized in terms of Brahmin's job. Second one was, if you have good strong body, you can protect your countrymen or your people, then you could be called as a soldier, which is known as the Kshatriyas. And the third one was, if you are able to do business, you can transact good from one place to other place, or you have ability to generate income for the society, because you have to give tax to the king, and king is would fall into Kshatriya category to protect all of you, correct? So that was called Vaishya category. The third one was the people, those who would serve the upper three societies, help them, associate them by cleaning, washing and supporting them in so many activities, okay, were called Shudras. But it was a system, it was a structure gradually in the beginning according to the text. However, problem arose when the discrimination was, stick in such a way that the child born in that family of Brahmin will always follow Brahmin as a profession, not as a Shudra, not as a Vaishya, not as a Kshatriya. That became the problem, and this way our society was again divided into 4 sections, which became discriminatory later on. In the beginning, all were equals, all were given equal importance, because without one section of the group, the other section cannot survive. Okay, so in the beginning all were treated equally, but gradually something has happened, so it turned out to be some mashup in the society. So discrimination started and the Shudras were treated badly, and some of them were kept outside the main area of living of the so called the Brahmin or Kshatriya residential area. So the Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas were called upper caste and they were called the lower caste. So certain kind of ambiguities emerged, correct? That was a historical text which I have just explained you. What was caste, how did it start, and then it spread it across the religion. So new religions came up, okay, so this was being practiced everywhere. So if you see and dive deeply into every religion, you will find such kind of a discrimination. Yes, certain castes were given on top ladder, they were kept on top ladder, and certain castes were given the bottom level. Yes, in every religion you go and find out to whatever religion you belong to. That's the problem. So this is the problem, creating again violence in the society, conflict in the society, because one group is trying to dominate the other. Same concept of the religion. That was a communalism. Here this is deeply rooted, and which is major problem. Fine. So caste inequalities we see it. If you go to any rural area, there are certain temples where Shudra peoples are not allowed to enter. Still date, yes, I have read the news. in some of the temples of South India. It is practiced. However, so this was a historical background which I have just discussed. However, it is being broken down with the help of three things. And from independence, we can see it has been, removed to a certain level. First, urbanization. Now people are moving from rural to urban area. So caste problem or caste structure or caste hierarchy is basically seen in rural areas as compared to the urban area. 1, 2. Migration in such a work. So you also have to move from one place to other place, and sometimes multiple times in your life. So everywhere, if you will go and start practicing your caste there, that I belong to this caste, I will not take water from you, will you survive? Who will accept you? You will be rejected. Same way. So urbanization and migrations and occupational mobility has helped in removing caste hierarchy from the society since independence. So this is the second question or first question of caste. How caste inequalities, this question will never ask tell me how is caste practiced in India, but write down the question. How caste inequalities has been removed or has been removing from Indian society. So these are the three factors which I have discussed. Fine. So upper caste and lower caste wala concept is diminishing slowly and gradually, which is given under this. Untouchability is also being removed to a certain level by making strict laws by the government. Okay. So untouchability means called chhuachut. Yes, it has been also controlled by making strong laws by the government. If somebody would practice, you just complain and can punish that person who is practicing. Correct. So is that okay? These were the fundamental thing. I have explained you the background and I have explained you the current situation. Now let us see how caste is linked to politics. Is that any relation, caste and politics? So yes, there is a clear relationship. If caste and religion can be clubbed together and people form their political parties on the grounds of religion, so people form their political parties on grounds of caste also. Yes, in many areas there is one caste group is dominant. So the political party who is coming will always have candidate from that particular party, that particular social group in his political party, because that person will help that particular political party to win, because it belongs to that large social group. Correct. I hope it is clear. So let us move to the next question. Caste in politics. There is one question given on top. Caste can take various forms in politics. Okay. And further they are given in the bullet form. So first is, when parties choose candidate in elections, they keep in mind the caste composition of the electorate and nominate candidate from different castes so as to muster necessary support to win election. If there is one dominant caste, so the maximum candidate would be from that group caste, or else if this is a mix, so the candidate would be from all the castes. Okay. So political party and candidates in election make appeals to caste sentiments. Vote for me, I will do something for you. Right. And according to UAF and the principle of one person one vote, compel political leaders to gear up to the task of mobilizing and securing political support in the name of caste also. That we are 40,000, we are 50,000, we are 35,000, we have this number, so we are going to get this much vote easily because we all belong to the same caste. So this way they also manipulate the politics. Yes, they manipulate political parties. So this is the fact. So this was the first question in caste. How caste is can play various forms in politics. Okay. And the next question we have, that not always caste is dominant. So you write the next question. It is given. Elections are not all about caste. We always see that is it all about caste? 100% it is practiced. So answer is not 100%. So why not? So there are certain also facts and figures which shows that no, it is not all about caste. Election is not all about caste. It is something else also. So we have there, if it had it been possible, so all the seats would have been won by one person or one political party. So no parliament constituency in the country has a clear majority of one single caste. So parliament constituency is bigger, so in which we have so many castes. So if the MP is trying to win support of all the people, so the person has to look after all of them. Second, no party wins the votes of all the voter of the caste of the community. So I belong to X caste. If I contest election, so does not mean all people belonging to my X caste would vote me. Some Y caste people will also vote me, some Z caste would also vote me. So that calculation does not work sometimes. Okay, 80%, 70% it may work, but not 100%. Many political parties may put up candidate from the same caste. Some voters have more than one candidate from their caste, while many voters have sometimes no candidate. So these are the certain facts that we see that okay, that is a mixture again. So it is not completely true that caste is 100% dominant in Indian politics. And the last one, the ruling party and sitting MLA frequently lost election. Why do they lose? If people, for example, in Delhi, we have been seeing lot of changes in political system, and whatever political party is there, they belong to different caste. So, and the population of Delhi is also mixed, which does not belong to one particular caste. Okay, so if the person who has to form government in Delhi has to muster support from all. So population of Delhi does not has always it shows one group of caste, so it is mixed. So whatever whosoever would like to win in Delhi has to muster support of all of them. So this way I have finished caste in politics, under which I have covered two questions clearly to you. How caste is practiced in politics, one, and second question, is caste is always played in politics? Nothing else. So answer is no. Then we have these 4 points. Be careful while writing this answer, because students do this mistakes. They keep on changing the points from this question to that question. However, still you have an issue. We can clear that in doubt classes. Okay. Next we have politics and caste. So previous was caste was dominating in politics. Now politics and caste means that whatever caste you belong to, if you want to join politics, so please don't go alone. Take help of other caste and form your group bigger. So sometime 4-5 caste groups come together and they form bigger group, and sometimes name is given to them: forward caste group, backward caste group. So this way it helps them to enter into the politics, to form their government, to take participation in administration and work for their people. Correct. So this is a beautiful cartoon given, vote bank, the vote bank of India. So in the locker, this is the bank, and in the locker we have so many caste groups: Rajput, Yadav, Kohir, SC, ST, Ahir. So it shows what? It shows that India belongs to all of them. So those who want to enter into politics, they should also remember that they have to take care of all of them. So previous case is now diminishing. Now if you want to enter into politics, you can form your bigger group, but the bigger group has to be in the spirit to cover all the people of the country, okay, and to help all of them. So this way your success will be higher. Okay. So next question on the page number 54, the caste that get politicized. So we need to take that caste is not making big role. Now the politics has to be considered. So first point, each caste group tries to become bigger by incorporating within its neighboring caste. I've just explained. Various caste groups are required to enter into coalition. Explained. New kinds of caste groups are coming up with new names. New political parties are coming up, catering all the caste groups. So it has been changing now. So politics is, again, we understand in India politics is all about caste, but still we also understand now every political party has understood if they will ask, or you're going to take votes in the name of caste only or in the name of religion only, they are not going to be successful. They should take votes in the name of development. Now now the population is educated enough to understand who is actually working and who is just making fool of us. So we need to understand. And the last question in the last paragraph is in second last paragraph, caste plays different kinds of roles in politics. Yes, यहाँ पे positive role I talk about. If this is a positive side of caste in politics, if you enter into the politics belonging to the caste which is in minority. So it will always help your social group to come little upward, because the person who has won will definitely going to help that social group. So this combination has helped Indian society a lot by participating of different caste groups in politics. So many caste groups are coming to the in politics, winning and forming government. So they are taking care of their groups, not only their groups, but to the level that their position condition, which was not that good, should come up. So they should improve. So it has been benefited Indians to a large extent. Okay, so this was the last thing to understand, that how caste in politics has helped people of India. So second last paragraph is all about, you can write from here. So this way I have covered in caste. I hope I have covered how many questions? I hope I have covered 4 questions. Okay, how caste system is breaking down, 3 points: urbanization, occupational mobility, and caste hierarchy, and how caste takes various forms in politics. Third question, only caste is there in politics, election is nothing about caste. So this was the question. And if you want to enter politics, so how are you catering caste? So that means how caste is get politicized, and in the end how different caste groups are benefited by entering into the politics. Correct? So I hope this chapter is clear. Go through the questions. If you did not understand anything of it, I know this was a long chapter, meaningful chapter, based on social issues which we see day and night, and students normally do not take interest in social sciences, but I always say it is the subject which you live 24/7, and you see these things are happening around you day and night in news and in social issues. But as a responsible citizen, we can do a lot to improve after understanding this, that we don't have to practice either gender, religion, caste to that level that it is going to divide us. Okay, so this was Dr. Nisha signing off. For chapter and test, you can contact me. Okay,